Being an example of godliness. 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 12. Hello and welcome to day 128 of Faith for Every Day. Today, we are exploring what it means to be an example of godliness. In 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 12, Paul writes to the young Timothy, encouraging him to live in such a way that others can see Christ in him. He says, "But be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." That is a call not only for Timothy, but for every single one of us today. No matter your age, background, or status, if you belong to Christ, you are called to be an example. Think about the people who have influenced your faith journey. Chances are, it was not just their words that impacted you. It was their lifestyle. You saw something real in them. Maybe it was how they spoke with kindness, how they handled stress, how they served others, or how they quietly held onto faith in the middle of hardship. That is what it means to be an example of godliness. You do not have to be perfect. You just need to be authentic and committed to living out what you believe. Paul gives us a clear list to focus on. In word, what you say matters. Speak with grace, truth, and love. In conversation, this means your lifestyle. Does it reflect God's character? In charity, let your love for others be visible and real. In spirit, keep a humble, teachable, and joyful spirit. In faith, stay anchored in God's promises. Let your trust in Him shine. In purity, honor God with your thoughts, relationships, and actions. Being an example of godliness does not mean putting on a show. It means letting Christ transform you from inside out, so that your life naturally reflects His love and truth. You may be the only Bible someone reads today. Your life might be the doorway through which someone meets Jesus. So today, ask the Lord to help you live as an example, not just on the outside, but from the heart. Thank you very much for joining me for day 128 of Faith for Every Day. You have the opportunity to influence others, not by trying to be perfect, but by being real and surrendered to God. Until next time, keep living your faith, keep growing in grace, and be the example someone else needs to see. Thank you very much for listening.